Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in just a minute. I'm a few minutes early today, actually, or maybe a minute early. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So it's my first night being home alone. No, I didn't watch the movie Home Alone, but probably should have. All right. Hopefully you guys could see me okay and hear me okay. All right. Let's get this going. Say hello to everybody, and then we'll get started. It is so hot here in Jacksonville. I can't even begin to tell you. Good morning, Jill. You're the first one today. Welcome. Good morning to you. Richard, Devin, Vertuvian. Good morning. Brian, Jody, Ivano, Robert, Dave, Esbe, Richard, Brian, Larry, Arnulfo, Harry, Robert, Mitch, Cifazio, Wade, Stefan, Pat, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Omar, John, Walt, Kurt, Charlie, Kevin, Sean, Tom, Rice, Javad, Rick, Hopium, Chad, Steve, Brian, Wesley, Stan. We got a lot of people here. That's what we got. We got James, Stan, LB, JB, sorry, excuse me, Lloyd, Javad, William. Good morning, William. You know, it's not 120 here, William, but it feels like 120 degrees. It's kind of odd. I thought South Florida would be warmer in the summer. I mean, in the summer, but it actually feels seems like the temperature, South Florida seems a few degrees cooler in the summer, which I think is kind of odd, but because we're near the ocean as well. I'm right on the ocean as well. But again, that's just how it goes. Manuel, George, K. Lopez, Matt, Illinois grain farmer, Jesse, Bill, Steven, Cam. Good morning, Cam. Your dad's pictures are absolutely beautiful. Let me show you guys. This is Cam's late dad. His picture, his not his picture, his artwork. Isn't that beautiful? It's breathtaking. I mean, that's very much my style of drawing right there. Very relaxing. Very relaxing. Very relaxing. Anyway, your dad was something, Cam. Should be proud of him. Very talented man. Anyway, Manuel, George, K. Lopez, Matt, Illinois grain farmer, Jesse, Bill, Steve, Cam, Dave, Ricky, Sunset Drive. Oh my. International Tiger Day today. Oh my goodness. Norman, War Dog is in the house. Stefan, Timothy, Moondog is in the house. Carlos, hey Carlos. Louis, Charlene. We got a lot of people here. Let me just say hello to everybody, and then we'll get started. Bob, good morning, Bob, my actuary. Kevin, Peanuts, Randy, Omar. Hey, Omar. Myron, Ralph, CJ. Richard says, hot Puente Gorda. Yeah, very hot here too. My wife sure picked a time to go to Tampa. Dave, David, Stacy, Ellen, Waterford. We got Gregory, just Jen. We got Sergey, Wayne, Blair, David. Ooh, that's nice. I could use some 69 degrees. Eduardo, ooh, room is packing up, Bob. Thank you. Eduardo, Genevieve, Oля. Good morning, Oля. We got Stefan. We got Brian. We got Carlos, Cheese Great Trader, Bob, Stacy. We got Edward, Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. Good to see you. Jason Jr. Jr.'s in the house. Debbie, Harold, Warren from Australia. Man, what time is it there right now? Richard, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Bob, Victor, Scotty, Krish, uh, Henry, Sylvia, good morning, and good morning, everybody. I hope you guys had a good evening, and we're going to get started right now. First things first, as you're coming in here right now, please, please, please make sure you're watching at 1080p. Make sure you go to the gearbox at the bottom right of your screen and click 1080. Don't go to auto. It'll screw you up unless you're on a Ethernet. So if you're like walking about, running around on your desk, on your laptop, put it forced to, at 1080p. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to figure out a way to get beyond 1080p, but I don't think I can for live recordings on YouTube yet. And then, if you don't mind, how about a thumbs up one time right below the gearbox, actually, right here. And also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. There's a button here. It'll let you know when I'm live right away. All right. That's enough advertising for now. Let's start off with the market. The market is actually fairly strong. We have a little bit beyond random on the NASDAQ, which is really good. Again, we're in earnings season and things can go either way. If you recall yesterday, we did about an hour's worth of analysis, and I told you yesterday, hey, Frankie, Ira, good morning, everybody. Deanna, good morning to you. Good morning. And I told you guys that I'm expecting the market to be really strong in the morning, sucker in a bunch of weak hands, cool off, and then maybe run back up at the end of the day or cool off. If you look at yesterday's session, which we'll look at right now, real quick, you could see right here. What did the market do yesterday? It went up, suckered in a bunch of weak hands. Within the first 40 minutes, it made the high 40 minutes, and then it kept going down the rest of the day. And then it came back to break even right here at the close at the end of the day. Did I say anything differently? Didn't I say a big shakeout in the morning? Now, think about all the folks who got suckered in right here yesterday, right here. And then they were bleeding the entire day. What do we do? Nothing. And I mean nothing. We didn't do anything yesterday. Now, I was going to put on a trade in the pit, which I did not. This one, you guys would have been SRPT. This one right here, you would have been really thanking me, but I did not put it on. It was too much premium. It was a spread. It was a strangle. And I wanted to do it on this. The stock is up $5. It would have made really good money. It would have made about 30, 40%, maybe 50, but I was too chicken to put it on yesterday. Probably should have, would have, could have, but I didn't. But that would have been a bonus trade you would have been thanking me for this morning. I didn't do it. I was thinking about it, but it was too expensive. If it was like a buck, I would have done it, but it was like a $1.40, so I chickened out. Anyway, that's that. Stepping into the Florida fire very soon. There you go. There you go. Good morning. If I did not say good morning to you guys, good morning. So, what are the small caps for today? What are the two small caps we're looking at for today? Does anybody want me to tell you? It's DRRX, and we want to see DRRX. We want to see price above $2.30, right around here. Okay, today. And the second one is SGRX. Oops. Sorry, SCRX, I guess. What is it? Hold on a second. It's not right. Hold on a second. Hold on. What was this thing? SGRX, I thought it was. No, I guess not. All right. Well, hold on. Let me get it for you. Hold on. I'll get it for you right now. I hate getting tickers wrong, but it happens sometimes. Bear with me. Was it SLRX? Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Yeah, I think it was SLRX. Hold on one second. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. It'll only take me a second. Hold on. I have to write all this, write it when I wake up in the morning, and sometimes it gets a little much. Okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, SLRX. SLRX right here at 380. 380. 380. SLRX. Okay. Michael says residents of PR with an active 60. Look at that, 400 people here in 10 minutes. I think we're breaking records here. That's pretty good. So, yeah, SLRX above 380 during the session, and DRRX, as I said before, above 230. Okay? Those are the small caps. Okay, do you guys have the catalysts for today? We're just looking for a little momentum shift, William. They both have really high volume today. The volume buzz is really, really high on them. DRRX volume is 11,000% beyond regular volume, and the volume on SLRX is 2,873%. Both stocks are up over 150% too. These are very strong momentum stocks. Okay. Oh my, look at this. You guys, as soon as I said catalysts, you guys were like ready to go. Okay, so we got a lot of Fed data, right? JOLTS, consumer confidence, international trades, FOMCs, definitely. Now, sometimes a catalyst could be a non-catalyst. In other words, FOMC is a catalyst, even though it doesn't come out tomorrow because it quiets the market to a bit. Okay. All right. SRPT is not a catalyst, Richard, but it's a trade that we missed. UPS definitely, transports, PayPal, fintech, Spotify, consumer discretionary, and PayPal in there too. PayPal and Spotify, healthcare. So I got home discretionary, fintech, consumer discretionary, healthcare, and Fed. And let's see if you guys have anything differently. Now, pretty much same thing. Pretty much same thing. Whirlpool is consumer discretionary. It is consumer similarly to PayPal. Yes, but it's still moving. It's a potential buyout. Potential buyout, Sylvain. It's still moving. It still hasn't stopped moving. All right. So those are those are the sentiments. We got transports because of UPS. We got PayPal, fintech. We got Spotify, consumer discretionary, and also Whirlpool, home products. Um, Boeing. Let's see when Boeing comes out. Doesn't want to give me Boeing. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You are right. See, this is why I don't always have them. Boeing, too. So you got airline stocks. I mean, you got industrial stocks too. You got a little bit of everything today, pretty much. My suggestion would be to focus more on the Fed data, specifically consumer confidence. Okay. And also because this is going to come in at 10 and jolts, because this is going to come in at 10 a.m. It'll give the earnings, it'll give the market time to adjust for the earnings. Okay. Or at least a little bit. Overall, expect a lot of volatility today. Expect a lot of volatility today. RCL and cruise ships too. Basically, everything's on fire today. You could see them all here. By the way, if you don't have this sheet yet, this is the earnings sheet. We'll find out soon, won't we, Stefan? Let me do my analysis. Okay. US dollar, it's coming up. It's starting to come up, starting to become more expensive. Okay. What is gold doing? Coming off. We're at the bottom of this range. If we break this range, we're going to see support at 100, and I want to see if it holds. If it doesn't hold 100, then all of the folks who bought here, I'm going to ask them to liquidate. If we break the 100-day moving average and wait. If you recall, I told you to start loading up here if you did not buy here. So whether you bought here or here, you should be pretty much in the same place, because for those that bought here, I said do not buy here. Wait till we're over here. And if you did not buy here, I said to buy here. So either way, you're either long from here or you're long from here. But you shouldn't be long from both because I told you not to load up till we're back above this area. I did say that. So again, you're either holding a long position from right here somewhere, or you're holding a long position from right here. You shouldn't be holding two longs, okay? Because I clearly said if you went long here, don't go long again here. Wait till we get here and liquidate your position. And then if I said if you're here, wait till we get here as well. So only one of the two. Don't tell me you averaged up. Then you didn't listen to me. Then you're on your own. We still haven't broken this level. We need to break this level, and then we need to close below the 100-day moving average with gusto and volume. If we don't close with the 100-day beyond the 100-day, then I'm still going to be fairly bullish on gold. Also, we don't know if the US dollar is really going to move or not, and we still haven't gotten above this resistance area. As you could see, every time we come to this resistance area, and it is below the 100-day, we keep bouncing down. Okay, so be careful with that. Be careful with that. Also, if you haven't updated your screen, we got 500 people here. If you haven't updated your screen, make sure you're watching at 1080p. And if you don't mind, give us a thumbs up, which is right below the screen, just one time if you're enjoying these videos and if they're helping you make money. Okay, thank you, Bob. Also, do you guys want my agenda for the VIP room today? You guys want my agenda for the VIP room today? Let me tell you what my agenda for the VIP room today is going to be. Structures of day trading, different types of day trading, scalping, position trading, different types of, and also micro day trading, different types of styles of day trading, not types, styles, breakouts, reversals, pullback, line to line, divergence. Where does Alpha Zone Pro fit into all of this? Combining Alpha Zone Pro with market internals for the full picture, adding the custom Master Blaster Disaster histogram oscillator for more oomph, and putting it all together, including different type of orders and possible live trades. I'm just curious, does anybody have an objection? Does anybody have an objection? Here's the link. So I'm going to repeat my game plan right here. All right. I'm going to repeat my game plan. Let me know if there's any objections. This is what's going to be at noon. This is what's on the menu. Different types of day trades, different styles of day trades. Where does Alpha Zone Pro fit into all of this? Combining Alpha Zone Pro with market internals, adding the custom Master Blaster Disaster oscillator histogram for confirmation, putting it all together, different types of orders, real-time price action analysis with possible trades. Are there any objections? All right, Jeff. Are there any objections? Let me know if there's any objections. All right, I don't hear any objections. No objections. All right. All right. So let me give you the link for that since there's no objections. I didn't think there was going to be any objections, but I wanted to make sure. Right. No objections. Here's the link. Since there's no objections, there's a link. And customer service live, the Cam and Gustavo, and sometimes the Jack's show, where you get all of your questions answered. Please, folks, it's very important. Don't come to me for questions. Come to the Cam and Gustavo show. See, 120 degrees. Uncle Roger's got a big water bottle. I'm prepared. All right, there you go. Eagle Beagle. Yay, Eagle Beagle's here. Also, by the way, when the US dollar gets more expensive, it causes US stocks to become more expensive for foreign countries. So US dollar going up is not necessarily good for foreigners buying stocks in here. Okay. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. We got a lot to talk about, but let's keep an eye on the US dollar. If the US dollar becomes more expensive, I'm expecting a little more potential downside from the gold market. What about crude oil? Doing absolutely nada. When I say nada, I really, really mean nada. I mean, look at this thing, like nothing. And by the way, seasonally, we're more in a heating oil climate right now than crude oil climate. Okay. So, bond market is choppy. There is no directional bias from the bond market, which means we're going to start seeing less directional bias from Fed data, because Fed data is the bond market is what is impacted by the Fed data. So we could see that the Fed data so far has not had much of an impact the last couple of weeks. It looks to me like we're more in a wait and see mode. But in all fairness, we are in the quietest time period of the year. Oh yeah, sunset driver. Remember, if the U.S. dollar gets cheaper, you need more of it to buy gold. Gold is denominated in the U.S. dollars. So if the US dollar goes from this to this, you need more of it to buy gold. So the more US dollar goes higher, right? The more of it you need to buy gold. You understand? So it's just there's an inverse relationship usually with US dollar and gold. When gold goes up, US dollar so just FYI. Okay. Inverse relationship between gold and US dollar. Okay. That's all you need to remember, really, that the relationship is inverse, that when US dollar goes up, becomes more expensive, takes more to buy gold. Okay. Just remember inverse relationship. Now, again, I'm concerned about the bond market. And again, remember, the stock market gets its directional bias from the bond market. Now, we do have a lot of movement this week. We do have a lot of movement starting today. I mean, as you could see here, look, JOLTS, consumer confidence. Tomorrow we have the announcement. We have some heavyweights after the market. Don't be surprised if we don't have huge data today, if the market doesn't move huge today because of so much movement today, or if the market moves today but doesn't really go anywhere, like this, and then just kind of settle in between. But this is a very dangerous time to trade because you have so many factors determining the market action right now. Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin doing? It's not really doing much. I really can't say that Bitcoin is taking a dump because it's not. It's in this range. It did a fairly good job of defending the 15-day EMA. And right now, it looks like we're just in a consolidated range. It doesn't look like we're really breaking down or anything. So I think we have to be kind of cautious, but I'm optimistic that we can get another leg up because this is holding up so well. Okay. Again, there's an inverse relationship between gold and US dollar. If US dollar goes up, gold goes down. If gold goes down, US dollar goes on. Yeah. All right. It's just easier instead of me explaining to you about valuation, devaluation, positive insight, it just makes sense to explain to you that there's an inverse correlation between US dollar and it just makes it simpler. China's still holding on, just there's still money coming into China, just as there is money coming into Bitcoin. Now we have to watch China really closely. Another reason we have to watch China really closely is because China's holding a lot of gold. Hey, Harold, how are you? Good to see you here. Hope you're well. So one of the biggest problems with China is they're a huge holder of gold right now. And if China starts coming off, that may impact the gold market as well. So something to be mindful of. Also, a lot of the U.S. stocks that are Chinese dominated in Chinese currency, like BABA, a lot of the casino stocks, keep an eye on them if China falls off. But so far, all I'm seeing is a pullback to the 8-day EMA. I'm not really seeing anything that crazy here. I apologize. I have this big water bottle here. I look like I don't even know. It makes me look weird, but um, I have to ask Matt. I now do my VIP rooms from I now do my webinars right after VIP room, and I don't even have a chance to go to the bathroom and get water. And Matt has to get me water. So I figured if I use bigger water bottles, he's not going to have to get me water in the middle of my webinar. Thanks, Richard. It's just easier to explain, right? It's just inverse relationship. Coach Ruben, JCHI. I don't even know what JCHI is. Let me take a look real quick. JCHI. I don't even know what JCHI is, my friend. Best way to trade China is correct, is China's FXI. Yeah, this will give you the best impact of China. If you want to trade China, FXI is the best way. Keep in mind, though, it tends to be gappy. It tends to be it's not non-directional. It tends to be pretty directional, but it's very gappy. So you want to keep your position size rather smaller than bigger. Uh, Not last Christmas, but the Christmas before last Christmas, I took a pit trade in this and I got really screwed because it went against us and it gapped and it caused a bigger loss than I would have liked to see. So just giving you my experience. That's true, Richard. Well, listen, you can't have everything in life, right? All right. So let me just kind of go through this real fast. You got the US dollar coming up. Now, this is the first time it started coming up to this level, folks, in a long time. Matter of fact, it's been 623. Now, the way I'm interpreting this is we're making some progress. We're making some progress with the tariffs because this is when it really cooled off. So we're making some progress with, or at least the world believes we're making some progress with the tariffs. And I'm not going to get into the whole discussion. Please save that. There's plenty of other rooms that will do that. I'm so sick of it. I'm so over it. I can't even tell you. Um, so the magic level is going to be 99. Okay, magic level is going to be 99. China tariff talk right now, anything can happen. Well, I think that's kind of where I'm going with this, Ralph. You know, folks, how about some more thumbs up? Just go right here. Make sure you're watching a 1080p right here. And if you're on a wireless device, this thing is very sneaky. It'll make it look like you're watching a 1080p, and then it'll put you back to 440. Happens on my phone all the time. I watch it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, why am I watching it at 480 or 360? And then I have to force it at 1080. Your internet will do everything possible to work less, not more. You know what I'm saying? And then while you're there, thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Only one time thumbs up. Otherwise, it'll take it away. Thank you for that. Thank you, Bob, for being a great actuary. Again, if you're just coming in here, let me give you the link to VIP room. I will be doing a complete day trading class today. A lot of folks love it. We had 4 winners in a row, 3 or 4 winners in a row in Trading Zone Live yesterday. Folks are happy with that program. And also, don't forget, Customer Service Live. Here is the link. They will put everything together for you. And again, last time, here's my agenda for VIP room today. Uh, and structure of day trading, different types of day trades, scalps, position, so you'll understand where we are, different styles of day trading, reversals, pullback, line to line, divergence. You guys are going to really love this. I promise you. I'm going to open up America for you. Where does Richard, remember that guy I recommended to you? He's the line to line guy, the original guy I recommended when you first asked about e-minis and futures, the line to line. I'm going to explain to them today what line to line is. A lot of them don't know what line to line trading is. Where does Alpha Zone fit into all of this? Where does it fit into the style and the type of trades? Combining Alpha Zone Pro with market internals to give you a full picture. Adding the Master Blaster Disaster. Yes, I never changed the name. I kept the name the same. Master Blaster Disaster. Putting it all together, some live trading and different types of orders. And I'll have Matt explain to you how he picks the end of day trade. Here, let me add that on here as well. I just remembered that because a lot of people want to hear how Matt picks that trade. That is a 100% Matt trade. The lottery trade at the end of the day, lottery trade, explain them. That's 100% Matt. And that does not use Alpha Zone Pro. That uses some other stuff. No. It's here. I'm talking to Raleigh right now, and he's asking me if this is live or pre-recorded and what the agenda is, and I'm literally saying I'm talking about it live right now. Sorry, folks. I'm talking to Cam, I'm talking to Raleigh, and I'm talking to you guys. I don't look at JCHI. I just look at FXI. Just FXI. Yeah, thanks, Scampy. I just look at FXI. FXI is the biggest one. Thanks, Ira. But I want to show you all the different styles and I want to have a really cool class today. That's what I want. I want to teach you guys today. My wife is not here. I got plenty of time. Richard says it's funny. I came to you last year and told you I was interested in trading futures, asked you if you thought it was ready for that. You gave me a blessing, and a month later, AZP was launched. Hey, Richard. And then you told me how much you love it. I remember you couldn't get enough of it at night. Trading with it at night using levels. I love it. I love it. I love it. My wife will kick my ass if I put on the computer at night and start trading, Richard. She will not have any of it. But she's not here till tomorrow night. Maybe do a live session tonight. All right. All right. Let's talk about Fed data. Let's talk about let's bring let's bring the fundamentals together in here, and then let's break it all down again and talk about stocks. So investors are shifting from trade deal data to Fed data and to Fed data and earnings news. They are. That's really what's taking center stage right now. All right. SMCI chips were the biggest gainers yesterday. AMD, SMCI chips. Chips were really strong yesterday. Nike was really strong yesterday. I wanted to do a credit spread on Nike really bad, but I couldn't get my 45 to 55% premium. As much as I pushed Matt to put it on, he's like, we can only get 30, 35%. So I didn't do it. But maybe what I'll do is I'll put an iron condor on Nike. I'm just giving you guys my thoughts, okay? All right. Zero, Stefan, zero. This Revi slumped 8%. I don't even know what the hell this company did. President Trump said on Monday that a blanket 15 to 20% world tariff rate would apply to trade partners that fail to strike a deal. It doesn't really work this way. We need to have something signed. The appeals court has to the appeals court has to approve it. The contracts are going to be this big. There hasn't been any signatures. This is all just hope. Central bank is expected to leave Fed alone. They're not going to be lowering anything. Matter of fact, I think after what Trump did to Powell, all the bullshit he put him through, I think Powell is really going to stick it to him. What do I know? But no rate change is expected. Companies, and this is one of the reasons why the market is rallying right now. They were expecting 2.8%. You may or may not remember. I don't know yet. I haven't said it yet, but if I have it, I'll let you guys all know. Or maybe I'll give you some trades tonight. I'll be watching the market. Clyde and I will be watching the market tonight. My wife is not here, which she doesn't know will not hurt her, right? Happen when Fed chance of lowering rate is zero, but they still reduce it. I've never seen it yet, Sunset Drive. But remember, it's not what they do; it's what they say. Like if they say, for example, although our target is really shifting, that can make a big change. So you see how it's. So what did I tell you? Let me back up for a second. This is really exciting. I don't want to overshadow this. I told you about a week or two ago that we're expecting 2.8%, which is very, very dangerous. Why is it dangerous? I gave you an example of a carrot, and I gave you an example of Tesla. And I explained it to you that the reason Tesla keeps going up is because Elon Musk keeps recreating that carrot and dangling that carrot in front of our heads. So first it was EV cars. Then it was EV batteries. Now it's robotics. He's not focused on cars anymore. He's now focused on robotics. Robo-taxis, robots, that's the carrot now. He has to, I'm using him because he's just the perfect example of this carrot. Before Tesla, Amazon, I would use Amazon as that carrot, but Amazon's actually making money now. Tesla is a perfect example of a stock that's not making any money, but he's dangling that carrot in front of you and trying to keep making you believe that it's not just that it's not just a the next GameStop, that it's the real deal. So he has to keep dangling that carrot in front of you. That's the only way he can justify here. And I'm not picking on Tesla. There's thousands of companies that are like that. But you see how the P ratio is 185? So it means it has a carrot. If you value this company for what it's worth right now, it's going to be worth maybe $12. But people don't see Tesla that way. They see Tesla as a carrot. They keep seeing the carrot, the carrot, the carrot. So it moved from solar stocks to battery, and now it's robotics. I'm not going to comment on what I believe and what I think. Most of you already know what I believe or think, but it's a perfect example of carrot, of how the carrot works. Well, now let's go back to our earnings example. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that have to do with earnings? Well, the markets work exactly the same way as I just explained Tesla for you. The markets don't work based on what happened. Okay. The market work on what they think is going to happen. Okay. All right. So the market was expecting only the carrot to be really, really small, tiny little, you know, African carrot that barely has any water, that's like this thin. I mean, the Ethiopian, I mean, we're talking like ready to die, like, 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 like a carrot this small. And I said to you that can work one of two ways. We have very little expectation. If the market comes down and it's just 2.5 or 2.6, then where's that carrot going to be? On the other hand, I said if the market outperforms, then that carrot is going to get much better because the estimates are only 2.8%. It's very easy to overcome that. Well, guess what? So far, we've been overcoming that carrot by a huge margin. Well, Roger, 4.5% isn't really all that big. You're right. It's not. It's very small, but it's a lot bigger than 2.8. So the market's loving this news right now. So that carrot is getting bigger because the number is coming out bigger. Remember, it's not about what the number is. It's what the expectation is. And we have very, very low expectations. Now, it's not over yet. The party's just getting started. It's not just getting started. We're kind of like 35% done, 40% done with the party. But if this number keeps going higher, this number is almost twice as big as this number. So that we're looking like a hero right now, and the market is looking strong. So again, it's not the number, it's what's expected versus the actual. What's expected versus the actual. And you could see that the expectation versus the actual is killing it right now. And the market is loving it. Now, does that mean how it's going to be that way? No, we still have all the mega cap stocks. We have all that. Everything can change. But right now, this number is looking beautiful. We look like our earnings look like we're outperforming it by 75%. You understand what I'm saying here? So my example with Tesla, I wanted to give you that example with Tesla because that works with everything, including the entire market. Okay. Okay. So what I was talking about Tesla, but I really wasn't talking about Tesla. I was using it as an example to show you how that whole carrot works. Markets are driven by what is expected next, not what's priced in. Okay. Okay. So this is what's driving price right now. This right here is what's driving price right now. And 4.5 is a hell of a lot better than 2.8. Okay. All right. We have a lot of Fed data today. Most of the Fed data, this International Trades in Goods and Services is not a big report. What's the market doing right now? The bond market is going up very nicely right now and has been going up very nicely. Let's see what the stock market's doing. Stock market is doing nothing. Nothing. Actually cooling off. Yeah, just cooling off for basically doing nothing. We are grossly overextended right now. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll talk about that in a minute. But please don't do anything except offset positions because we have consumer confidence and jolts. and JOLTS is going to reflect on the job openings. And we all know the jobs right now are huge. Okay. Perception. Yes. All about perception. It's all about perception. Okay. Completely about perception. That's why Musk keeps changing the focus. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but that's why Musk keeps focusing on different things. Notice he's not talking about cars anymore. Notice he's not talking about creating a battery thing. He's talking about robotics now, where 2 years ago he wasn't really talking about robotics. He was talking about cars. He has to do that. Otherwise, people will value his company based on what's happening and not what's going to happen. And if we base Tesla on what's happening, all I'm going to say is it's going to be priced at about 20 PE, not 185 PE, which means the price will go down only about 18 times lower. So you would divide the current price 18 times. Capiche? So if he doesn't keep doing what he's doing, in other words, selling the future, just saying, hey, here's the carrot, selling the future, this thing is going to start being worth 18 PE instead of 185 PE. Okay? Okay? And I've been doing this for a long time, folks. I've been doing this for a long time. And I've seen what happens to companies that are priced at 185 that are mega caps. I've seen it. They either come to fruition or they just fall on their ass. And again, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict the future. So consumer confidence is coming out. The market is fairly flat, where everybody's waiting for these two big reports for the consumer confidence and JOLTS. The bond auctions are not going to be material today because these are short-term bond auctions. We need to see 10-year, 20-year bond auctions, 10, 20, or 30-year bond auctions. These are these are like notes. They're not really that. If it happens, he loses money big. If there's a big if, I'm just telling you how it works. Okay. I'm just telling you how it works. So let's continue. Bonds are down. Bonds are down. T-notes are down. Bonds are up this morning. Remember, yield and bonds are inverse of each other. So if bonds are down, yield is up. Europe is up a full basis point. Okay. Which is really good, helping our markets. Defense stocks rebounded on Tuesday. Defense stocks, not tech, defense stocks. China closed higher. Investors waited the outcome of the Beijing-Washington meeting. By the way, folks, when is this meeting? When is this meeting? Does anybody know when this meeting's happen? Does anybody know when this meeting happens? Let me know. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know when this meeting happens. I just don't know. And notice healthcare stocks extended their rally. Notice something. Defense stocks rebounded on Tuesday. Notice something. Healthcare stocks. Defense, healthcare. Does that sound like NVIDIA to you? Does that sound like a chip stocks rallying? It was ongoing. Okay. Yesterday, today, tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. Okay. Japan closed lower, falling for the third session. They're not doing great as uncertainty over corporate outlook and domestic weight and chip stocks led the decline. What stocks are rising? Blue chips or tech? Remember what I told you about tech a few days ago? Remember yesterday? Semiconductors, Bitcoin, technology, QQQ, consumer discretionary, communication. I told you these stocks are not being bought up. Well, they're not being sold, but they're not really being bought up. Look where they're at. They're all spread out here. Technology, QQQ, communications, semiconductors. Where's NASDAQ? Where's my NASDAQ is right here. NASDAQ is not up here. It's down here. We're not seeing a lot of strength on tech stocks, and they're doing everything possible to sucker you into them right now. Okay. Blue chips are starting to move. Home builders, energy, healthcare, industrial, retail. Even consumer discretionary, non-tech is here. S&P 500 financial. These are blue chips. These are blue chips, folks. These are defensive. These are your financials, your healthcare. That's where all this is right here. So we're not seeing that strong tech jump anymore. I know, George. I know. We'll talk about it in a minute. Do I have an email? Oh, Cam, sorry. I thought it was for me. So here, let me give you the link to Customer Service Live again. If I haven't been giving it to you guys enough, let me give you the link to VIP room today. And then we'll move on to the stocks, okay? So first things first, do we have a lot of directional bias today? Well, let's take a look at 20-day highs. Huh. Wait a minute. Only 20-day breakout. Only 167 stocks. Let's see what it was yesterday. Wow, 286, 204, 459. And now we're at 167. So you're telling me on Friday or Thursday we were at 459 going into Thursday last week, and then we were over 200, and then we were at 286 yesterday, but today we're only at 167. Okay. What about 52-week highs? Less than 100. Yesterday you had 122. Today you have 75. How about 20-week highs? Wow, only 77? Yesterday you had 114. How about 50-day highs? 82. Yesterday you had 130. Wow. What about 90-day highs? Yesterday you had 250. Is momentum, are more stocks rising with this big rally this morning? No. Momentum is getting narrower, and you don't have a clear path here. You don't have a clear path. You have tech right here. Tech is usually leading. This is usually defensive. Okay? So things are not looking internally as clearly as they looked yesterday, do they now? Right? Look at the market this morning. Look at QQQ making all-time high. All-time high. Oh, but look at market internally. Look at market internally. 167 versus 286. How can you have almost half as many stocks breaking out and this making QQQ? Maybe the mega caps are contributing. Let's take a look. It's the mega caps. What is this telling us? It means we're having narrower rally. The rally is getting narrower. What does a narrower rally mean? It means the market's becoming more vulnerable to the upside because less stocks are carrying the weight and non-speculative. So less stocks, non-speculative stocks, overnight markets, China healthcare rallied, and chips and financial led the decline. Chips and financial are the two most bullish sectors. Doesn't it look like somebody's trying to jerk our chain? Sure does to me. Let's look at equal weight QQQ. Equal weight. Let's see what's going on here. Not nearly as big of a rally as we're seeing. Pretty tight to the 8-day EMA. Look how close this is to the 8-day EMA, and look at QQQ. Look at the difference. Look where this is. Here, let me show you. I'll show you next so you could compare them to each other. Are you guys having a good session? I hope so. We're going down deep today. So this is equal weighted SPY, and this is the regular SPY. Same chart. Look how close this is to the 8-day, and look at the distance here. It's about twice the distance. You think this is going to continue moving up? Not if mega caps give up the ghost. Again, look at mega caps. Look at the distance. Look at the distance and look at the distance here. Look at the distance and look at the distance. A lot more distance. How about SPY? SPY is a little more broad-based. Let's look at SPY. Yep, up there too. How about equal weighted SPY? Ugh. Doesn't look anything like that, does it? We're already here right now. We have narrowing of momentum. This is RSP. So look at QQQ equal weight. Look at QQQ regular weight. It's important to go through this, folks. This is why we spend time doing this. Look at that and look at equal weight SPY. Look at QQQ and now look at equal weight SPY. This is what I believe the market is getting ready to do. Equal weight SPY. Take the mags out and you're going to get an equal weighted SPY market. So now look at, now you could see where all the money is. Now let's look at SMH. Got to get out of here pretty soon. SMH. Culprit, SMH. Folks, I'm telling you right now, all of these bars that are too far away from the 8-day EMA, they're all going to kiss the 8-day EMA, just like RSP is starting to look like right now. This is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting more of this. Not this, but this. Okay? Not expecting a lot, expecting very similar to what we saw yesterday. Now, everything can change with good earnings, but this is what I'm expecting. Yep. I think SMH. So here's what I think. I think a couple of big stocks like NVIDIA is propping up the market cap this morning at the expense of a lot of smaller stocks. You see that? Look at NVIDIA. This is what's causing the market up right now, just a handful of stocks. Who gave you NVIDIA on Friday, by the way, in the pit? I think the mega caps, we're going to be watching the mega caps and SMH very, very carefully. And we're going to look at a top at the height of the morning high. Yep, exactly, Richard. Microsoft and NVIDIA are doing most of the heavy lifting this morning. So I want you guys to watch mega caps very, very closely and watch SMH very, very closely and watch NVIDIA very, very closely. SMH, NVIDIA, and MAGs, okay? Good for you, Jeff. Was that from Friday's pit trade? Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. All right. So you guys understand where I am right now? I think we're very fragmented. I think we have enough news to offset the upside and the downside. And I think the market is doing anything humanly possible to get you to buy right now at these morning sessions. But my suggestion is to wait till we're at the 8-day EMA. I'm not going to be buying any of these breakouts. You would be out of your freaking mind to buy a breakout to an all-time high during a major earnings week as we go into August and on earnings. So I'm going to repeat what I just said again. You would have to be out of your mind to go long stocks or indexes that are making all-time highs going into August ahead of a major Fed deal, Fed trade data, FOMC, and mega cap earnings. You would have to be out of your mind. Okay? Thanks, Jeff. All right. And VIX, by the way, let's look at VIX. I could have swore I looked at the VIX, but maybe I didn't. It's still making lower lows, which means there's just not a lot of volatility. And again, I want to be very clear with you guys. I want to be very clear about something. Notice I'm not talking about a bloodbath. I'm not talking about a huge sell-off All I'm saying is we got to get our asses has to get back to these levels. That's all I'm saying right now. We'll decide what happens later once we get past this. Right now, all I'm looking for is the major indices, including the SPY. Just quickly go through this again. Getting down to the touching the 8-day EMA, QQQ, touching the 8-day EMA, MAGs touching the 8-day EMA, and Nvidia touching the 8-day EMA. So I'm not talking about a crash. I'm not talking about a major correction. I'm not talking about a bear market. All I'm saying is I like the rally. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We need to pull back to the 8-day EMA like we did here, like we did here, like we did here. And if you don't agree with me, then you're just not looking at price action. Okay. All right, let me give you guys stocks that I'm looking at for today, and then I'll let you go. I am not screening through earnings. Capex, I don't know what Capex is. All right, let's continue. PGR for shorts are first. By the way, let's see what the market's doing right now. SMH is cooling off a little bit, by the way. I mean, see, look where we're at right now on SMH on the daily. This needs to come down here to 2. We're at 294. We need to come down to 290. It's starting to cool off. QQQ, look how far up we are, man. We need to come up here, 565. So 5 points. On the SPY, we need to come back down to here, 64, 4 points. I'm not talking about anything crazy here. So should you be buying right now? I would be very cautious what I'm buying right now. And I think we're going to see a rotation into defensive stocks, which means all these NVIDIAs and all the stocks we've been buying up, people are going to be taking profit on them. Sorry, I'm going so long today, folks. I have a lot to say. Also, remember, with the conditions right now, we may be trading less in the pit or doing more non-directional trades. CRTO, beautiful chart. Chipotle, see, I could say Chipotle. S&P, by the way, is cooling off right now. This is intraday right here. I smell a rat. Chipotle, Otis, transports. Remember UPS reporting? Expo. Beautiful chart. MMC. Lulu. So this was the last loss we took in the pit. We got in right here, I think. Or right there, one of these two spots, right here. Oh, right here. We got in right here. And then it went right. If it wasn't for this bar right here, we would have stayed in the trade. But this bar screwed us up. We closed above the 15 for the second session in a row. I took a loss. Look at that. But it is what it is. You got to have losers sometimes. But my point was showing you that I actually follow the rules that I teach you guys. I don't just BS. RLI. And you can't say it's the first time I'm showing you these stocks either. IT. Are these quick trades when you give these tickers? Some are, some are not. Usually 2 to 4 days, 2 to 10 days, Mark. These are just ideas. These are not trades. I'm not giving you any trades right now. I'm not telling you to buy or sell any of these. I'm just giving you stocks that I'm looking at. Like Nvidia. Would I buy Nvidia right now? No. Is it on my watch list? Hell yeah. I'm looking for it to get to the 8-day EMA. APH. First time I'm ever giving you the stock here. I've never once given you the stock here before. First time we're talking about it. I know it's a big surprise. MP Materials, first time I'm ever talking about this nuclear stock. We've never ever talked about it before. You've never seen it in the pit. I've never talked about it here. First time I'm ever talking about Boeing. I'm being highly sarcastic right now, by the way. On my watch list. We didn't do it yesterday or the day before, or the day before that, and giving you all this upper. No, no, never happened. Uh, it never happened. Schwab. We've never talked about Schwab here before. This is just my watch list. If you want to know how to buy these stocks, get the full-time trading boot camp. That'll teach you how I buy these stocks, which is free with the quick strike, which we had on sale yesterday. I don't think it's on sale anymore. Schwab, I'm watching. I know it's a big surprise. First time I'm ever giving you this stock here. This stock is not good. It had earnings. Forget about it. It was good here, but not here. Overdone right now. So ignore it. Palantir, I know. We've never talked about Palantir. It's the first time I'm giving you this stock. First time ever. In this case, this is the first time I'm giving you the stock for in quite a while. Net Cloudflare, we haven't, this stock has not been on our list. Every other stock I've given you today has been on our list in the last month at least 10 times. Um, and Richard, your favorite stock, the stock moves really nicely. I'm going to be looking for an 8-day pullback. Maybe another roll, sell the spike. Roll, let's take a look at roll, and I'll let you guys roll. Too choppy. Too choppy, no clear trend, no clear directional bias, too many wicks. I can just go on and on and on with everything that's wrong with this stock. NVO, learn how to pick stock. Let me give you an example. Who is it? Car Rod. I want to ask you a question. Maybe earnings. I would wait. I wouldn't do anything right now. Let me ask you a question. Take a look, Car Rod. Take a look at roll. Take a look at this stock. Look at this price action, and then take a look at TPR. Let me ask you a question. Here's roll. Here's roll, and here's TPR. Here's roll, and here's TPR. What stock would you rather trade? Victor, don't talk about stocks that are currently open in our other programs. The answer is yes, but don't talk about stocks that I have in my other programs. So I already gave my small caps. So do you guys see the difference between roll and TPR? Do you see how predictable this price action is? Well, for you maybe, but not for Car Rod. You've been doing this for a while, Eagle Beagle. Do you look at the difference? Sit down for half an hour and look at the difference between this stock and this stock, and ask yourself, what would Roger buy? Would he buy this stock or would he buy this stock? Ask yourself. Look, no, hardly any wicks. All wicks, all wicks. Look at it moves 5 days here, it moves 5 days here, it moves 5 days here, it moves 5 days here. This just glides. How many days is this roll trading above the 8-day EMA? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Every single day. Car Rod, you were talking about rolling. Well, then you got to give me all right, let's look at roll. Let's look at roll. Let's take a look at it. What's the ticker? Rollings? I don't know what the ticker symbol is. Car Rod, I don't know what you're talking about, man. But if you're talking about roll versus TPR, just notice these are the kind of stocks you want. If you want to become a professional trader, start looking for the right stocks. Look at NVIDIA. Look how it moves directionally. Look at Palantir. Stop messing around with shitty stocks, and your win rate will become much better. But Roger, that's too easy. Why did I pay thousands of dollars for that advice to all these gurus? Hell if I know. All right, guys, remember something. Remember something. In the VIP room today at noon, we've got a lot of people here. Here is what Uncle Roger is going to talk about. Different types of day trades, scalps, position day trading, different styles of day trading, breakout, reversals, pullbacks, line to line, divergence. Where does the Alpha Zone Pro fit into all of this and what it can do for you? How to combine Alpha Zone Pro with market internals for full picture. Add a custom Master Blaster oscillator for confirmation. How to put it all together, different types of orders if we have time, real-time price action analysis, and Matt will talk about lottery trades if we have time. Oh, rolling the strategy. I don't roll anything. The only thing I roll is tires. All right, guys, have a great day, and let me give you customer service live before we go. Thanks, Eduardo. If you guys think that this is a good show and if you're getting value out of it, how about a thumbs up? All right. Bye, guys. Have a great day. I wish you all the best. And remember, I'm home alone. Bye. I'll see you from the office in about half an hour. Bye. Bye, guys. Take care. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, you guys have a great day. My name is Roger, not George, Alan. Just FYI. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. And remember, we're in earnings mode right now. I'm not buying this rally. I'm not buying a major breakout right now. I think we're making the high again and we're going to cool off.